Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list. Hello and namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have looked deeper into the meanings at a finer level of houses. Houses are the dharma houses, artha houses, the kama houses and the moksha houses. And what is the meaning of each one of these? What is the meaning of the ruler of these dharma houses, artha houses, kama houses and moksha houses? What are the planetary energies, which at a finer level, what is the dissemination, what is the manifestation, what is the meaning of them? And we have also looked at the sign energy. At a sign level, what are the deeper meaning, finer level energies of the signs? So we have tried to cover a lot of these specific types of houses, planets, the combination of planets, planets opposing each other, planets seventh from each other, the reflection energies, the reflection technique. We have all seen all that, and I promised you that at the most finer DNA level, which the nakshatra stand for, we will also look deeper and deeper into the nakshatras, because this is one thing which I find is missing at a nakshatra level. A lot of research, a lot of videos are missing. Most of the content that I see on this platform, I see in the form of what the signs are, what the planetary energies are, what the doshas are, what the yogas are. Most of it is around that. At a nakshatra level, the deeper dissemination of it is not there. At maximum, nakshatras have been explained, but there are so many videos explaining nakshatras, but the finer meaning of the nakshatras is missing. And what are the nakshatra pairs? What are the combination of nakshatras? What are the energies at the finer level that the nakshatras represent? What are the coming together of energies of nakshatra? I find that has been missing, and so I've been making this series of videos on nakshatras so that we can go deeper and deeper in the finer dissemination of that and understand them better. So today we will be talking about, at a very very fine level, at a nakshatra pada level, what is the energies that define the nakshatras and their rulership, and is there a commonality, and is there a purpose in the nakshatra padas? We definitely know that the nakshatra padas, when a planet is placed in a specific navamsa or a specific nakshatra pada, which is the navamsa, there the energies of the nakshatra pada is also telling upon how the planet will give its results in whichever sign it is. So different signs will have nakshatras, and nakshatras will have nakshatra padas. So based on the pada that a particular planet is and which pada it is, specifically is it of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, those energies will also be telling. So we have seen to that extent what we mean. However, I am looking at the nakshatra lord level. Do the pada energies mean anything, and what is the reflection of it? Is there a commonality across the nakshatra pada energies? Let's discuss that. Now we know that signs are divided into nakshatras. Though there are only 12 signs, we have 27 nakshatras. Each sign is 30 degrees, but each nakshatra is roughly 13 degrees and 20 minutes, and hence a nakshatra being 13 degrees and 20 minutes, so 2 nakshatras is 26 degrees and 40 minutes. So roughly each sign will have 2 nakshatra energies within itself. But we also know that the nakshatras are further divided into 4 padas or 4 parts, and each pada represents a certain sign. So for example, when you start with the Aries sign, then the Aries sign will be divided into 9. So there are 9 nakshatra padas. So the first 4 padas is one nakshatra, which is Ashwini. The next 4 padas is the next nakshatra, Bharani, and so on. So first 4 nakshatra padas are Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer, and these, the first 4 nakshatra padas, are in the Ashwini nakshatra. The next 4 nakshatra padas are where? The next 4 nakshatra padas are Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio. They are in the Bharani nakshatra, and the next 4 nakshatra padas are Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces, and this forms the third nakshatra, which is the Kritika nakshatra. Just that the third nakshatra, only one pada lies within the Aries sign. So now we are not talking so much about the sign. We will remain at a nakshatra level. I will remain at a final level. So first nakshatra Ashwini has 4 nakshatra padas starting with Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. Next nakshatra Bharani starts with the next pada, which is Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio, and then the third nakshatra Kritika starts with Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces, and then we move to Rohini and so on. So that's how the nakshatra padas are divided. They will always start with a nakshatra pada which continues from the last nakshatra pada even when the nakshatra changes. So that's how the energies are defined, they are laid out. Now one thing that we see as a commonality among certain nakshatra rulers. So we know that the nakshatra rulers also follow a certain pattern, and we saw that in the pattern of the dashas. Why is the certain pattern followed by the dashas, and what defines the pattern? So for example, if the first dasha is that of Sun, then the next dasha is that of Moon, then the third dasha is that of Mars, then the fourth dasha is that of Rahu, then of Jupiter, then of Saturn, then of Mercury, and then of Ketu, and then of Venus, and that's how the the dashas are defined. After Venus again Sun, Moon and so on. That's how the pattern follows. But what is the reason for that pattern? Why does a certain the dasha come first and then the second and third? We said this is based on the next nakshatra ruler. But why is the next nakshatra ruler a certain ruler? For example, if Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, then why is Bharani ruled by Venus and not by any other lord? Is there a deeper meaning to why Ketu should rule the first nakshatra, Venus should rule the second nakshatra? Is there a certain reason why Ketu should rule the first nakshatra, Venus should rule the second nakshatra, Sun should rule the third nakshatra, Moon should rule the fourth nakshatra, Mars should rule the fifth nakshatra and so on? Is there a certain reason for it? The reason lies into that finer dissemination of why certain nakshatras are ruled by certain lords, and that comes from the answer comes from the nakshatra padas, which means that certain nakshatra padas have to be common amongst certain planetary energies. So for example, if you look at the deeper level, you will find that the nakshatra padas of all the nakshatras ruled by Ketu will have the Aries, the Taurus, the Gemini and the Cancer energies. All the nakshatras, whichever nakshatras are ruled by Ketu. For example, Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, Magha is ruled by Ketu, Mula is ruled by Ketu. And the first 4 padas or the 4 padas of Magha, because there can only be 4 padas of a nakshatra. So the 4 padas of Magha are also Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. And of Mula is also Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. So all the 3 nakshatras ruled by Ketu, all the 4 padas are the same, which are Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. Now, which are the other planetary energies which have the same padas, Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer? You will find that the same padas of any nakshatra which has the similar padas are common amongst the rulers, being Moon and Jupiter. So for example, when you go to Rohini, ruled by Moon, and if you look at the 4 padas of Rohini, you will find the 4 padas of Rohini are also Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. Or when you look at the nakshatras ruled by Jupiter, all the nakshatras ruled by Jupiter also have the same 4 nakshatra padas, Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer, which means at a pada level, nakshatra pada level, the finer energy level, Ketu's nakshatra padas are same, which means the nakshatras ruled by Ketu have the same nakshatra padas, the nakshatras ruled by Moon have the same nakshatra padas, and the nakshatras ruled by Jupiter have the same nakshatra padas. The final level of energies of all the nakshatras ruled by Ketu, Moon and Jupiter at the finer DNA level, at the pada level have the same energies, which are Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. If these are the rulers, these are the energies of the rulers of nakshatras, then what are the rulers? This is the combination, this is one trio. Ketu, Moon and Jupiter is one trio having the same nakshatra pada energies, which means that the underlying deeper meaning of Ketu, Moon and Jupiter in their manifestation, in their denotation, in their objectives, in their purpose is the same at the most finer DNA level. the dissemination or the manifestation or the purpose of Ketu, Moon and Jupiter is the same. Which are the other groups? The other groups you will be finding is Venus, Mars and Saturn, and the third and last group is Sun, Rahu and Mercury. So Venus, Mars and Saturn, the nakshatras ruled by these three, Venus, Mars and Saturn. Each of those nakshatras will have the 4 padas which are the next padas, which is Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio. So all the nakshatras ruled by Venus, their 4 nakshatra padas are Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio. All the nakshatras which are ruled by Mars have the same nakshatra padas, which is Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio, and all the nakshatras which are ruled by Saturn have the same nakshatra pada energies, which is again Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio. That means this is the second trio of Venus, Mars and Saturn, which means at a finer DNA level, at a deeper denotation, at a manifestation of the purpose level, Venus, Mars and Saturn have the same nakshatras ruled by these, and then the planetary energies have the same meaning, same purpose. Then which is the final third grouping? The final third grouping in Sun, Rahu and Mercury, which means that at the nakshatra pada level of the nakshatras ruled by Sun and by Rahu and by Mercury, the next 4 nakshatra padas, which is Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces are common. So all the nakshatras ruled by Sun have the same nakshatra pada energies. All the nakshatras ruled by Rahu also have the same nakshatra pada energies, and all the nakshatras ruled by Mercury also have the same nakshatra pada energies, which is of Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. Now why is this? And because of this, energy is being spread out, and hence Ketu will come first, and then the nakshatra ruled by Venus comes next, then the nakshatra ruled by Sun comes next, and then after that again, so the 4 padas are over. Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer over. 4 nakshatra padas ruled by Ketu. The next nakshatra ruled by Venus, having Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio energies, and then the next nakshatra ruled by Sun, which is having the energies of Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So that's how they are spread out, because those specific nakshatra padas have to lie in that, and hence the nakshatra rulers follow that pattern, where the first nakshatra is ruled by Ketu, the second nakshatra is ruled by Venus, the third nakshatra is ruled by Sun, the fourth nakshatra is ruled by Moon and so on. And you will also find that the combination of these trio, which is Ketu, Moon and Jupiter, are fourth from each other or center from each other, is in how the nakshatras are laid out. So when you count the nakshatra of Ketu from the nakshatra of Moon, for example, it will be fourth from it. Or when you count or in Kendrat from it, and if you count the nakshatras of Jupiter from Moon, it will be fourth from it. Or from Jupiter to Ketu, it will be fourth or a Kendra to it, or seventh from it, as you see in the horoscope. So they are these nakshatras, the trios are in Kendra to each other. So Ketu, Moon and Jupiter are in Kendra to each other. Venus, Mars and Saturn are in Kendra to each other. Sun, Rahu and Mercury are in Kendra to each other when you count the nakshatra rulers from each other. And so at a deeper, finer meaning, because the energies of Ketu, Venus, of Ketu, Moon and Jupiter have to be same, and hence the pattern of the nakshatras is also following the 3-3-3 pattern. So that is the manner in which the nakshatra rulers are placed from each other basis the nakshatra pada energies. But what does this trio mean? We have said that Ketu, Moon and Jupiter have the same nakshatra pada energies. So what does this mean? So if the nakshatra pada energies are same, so at a purpose level, at a deeper, finer level, they are the same. So what does this mean? It means that Ketu, Moon and Jupiter have the more or less the same manifestation, starting with Ketu. Ketu is also the ruler of the first nakshatra, which is Ashwini. What does it mean? The start of the nakshatra starting with Ketu means that this life, the purpose of life is to give up, is to give, not for yourself but to do for others. And that is what Ketu means, not for yourself but for others, serving others, doing for others and not doing for self. And if Moon and Jupiter follow the same pattern, which means Moon is to nurture others, Moon is to support others. So Moon is supporting and nurturing others, others first and self next or self later. Jupiter is the planet of giving prosperity, or being giving abundance and being large-hearted for others and not for self. And hence the energies of Ketu, Moon and Jupiter is about giving to others, nurturing to others, being large-hearted to others, being wise in your karma, being wise in how you nurture, support and do for others. And that's what the Ketu, Moon and Jupiter energies mean. What are the energies of Venus, Mars and Saturn? Venus is Shukracharya. Shukracharya is the only deity which has the knowledge of Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani is a life giver. We know what the importance of Sanjeevani is in the Ramayana. Sanjeevani Vidya or Sanjeevani Bhuti was required to get Lakshmana back to life when he was pronounced as Murchit or dead or not living. And so Hanuman had to fly and to get Sanjeevani Bhuti from the mountains, from the Himalayas, and that was the Sanjeevani, knowledge of Sanjeevani lies with Shukracharya, which is Venus, which means Venus is the life giver. Venus is not just about intimacy or about your passion and energy. Venus is not only about sex or the material life. Venus is also about the giving of energy. And so at a deeper, finer level, the finer things in life, which means getting food, getting livelihood, getting money, which is important for the Grihastha ashram, is critical to sustain life. Energy is needed, food is needed, livelihood is needed, money is needed for growth of society. And that is what Venus stands. Venus stands for gives life to society, gives life to life itself. It is the Sanjeevani. And so Venus is the first planet in the trio, followed by Mars, which means Venus is to do for others, is to create livelihood for others, to create means for others, create resources for others. And hence the goal of Mars is what Venus is stating. The goal of Mars, is to help Venus or Venus-like energies, which means to be the resource provider, or your main goal should be a resource provider and a Sanjeevani to others, giver of life to others. And with the discipline, with the commitment, with the loyalty and with the karmic energies of Saturn, and hence the Nakshatra padas of Venus, Mars and Saturn are the same, because the overall purpose is the same, of creating resources, creating livelihood, creating the means for others to sustain and to grow and to propagate and to increase and to be a life giver. And that is what the purpose of Mars is, and that is what the purpose of Saturn is. And what does Saturn stand for? The lowest of the low, the poorest of the poor. And so the poorest and the most destitute, and hence the next Nakshatra pada energies, which are common across Venus, Mars and Saturn, is to have the poorest of the poor, most downtrodden people, most destitute people. And that is what the Nakshatra pada energies mean. So Venus, Mars and Saturn has the same propensity at a finer DNA level. And what is the third and final grouping? The third and final grouping is of Sun, Rahu and Mercury. So Sun comes first, the soul comes first. What is Rahu? Rahu is your karma for this life, which means your karma for this life, the passion and the hunger and the greed which Rahu represents is for the soul, chasing the manifestation and the purpose of the soul and not the worldly materialistic things. And that's where Rahu tries to take you away from the actual karma, especially if Rahu gets clouded by other malefic aspects or through conjunction. And one has to be a little wary of that. You need to understand wherever Rahu is placed, that is the main karma for you. Where the Rahu's aspects are there, 5th and 9th is also main karma. But the Rahu's main karma is to follow the karma of the soul. The karma of the soul is to experience different experiences, be the leader, carry yourself with prestige, carry yourself with dignity, do more for society, bring the change in society at a soul level and uplift your soul. And that is Rahu's main karma. And with the buddhi of Mercury, with the analytical ability to distinguish between right and wrong. The moon is given to you to think, but buddhi is given to you to make a choice between right and wrong. So using the analytical ability, the buddhi, the intelligence of Mercury, do your karma, which Rahu denotes, in the line of the soul, to lift your soul, and that is a final dissemination. And hence the karmic or the Nakshatra pada energies of Sun, Rahu and Mercury are the last 4 Nakshatra padas, which are Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. And so at a deeper meaning, these are the Nakshatra grouping level energies of Ketu, Moon and Jupiter first, Venus, Mars and Saturn next, and of Sun, Rahu and Mercury next. And if you don't understand at the deepest level what the planetary energies at the Nakshatra Pada level stand for, then you will miss the grouping. So wherever your Ketu is, you need to give up, but you need to give up resources. You need to be a Sanjeevani provider to others, and with the commitment and dedication and the karma energies of Saturn. Wherever Sun is placed, wherever your Rahu is placed, the karma has to be at the soul level, where you're trying to uplift the soul through an ethical conduct, moral conduct, with dignity, with ethics, with principles. And that's how you lead your life. And wherever Venus, Mars and Saturn energies are grouped, there Venus also represents the second house of not only resources but values, and what your family values are. So living your life with values, creating your resources with values and principles, with moral ethical standards, and creating it for others is the karmic level of responsibility which Mars as a goal getter and Saturn as a provider for others, most destitute people, most downtrodden people stands for. And that is the deeper meaning of the Nakshatra Pada level energies of each of the Nakshatra rulers, and also the why they follow a certain pattern in the Nakshatra rulers also in the 27 Nakshatra grouping and the order in which they manifest their energies. So friends, look into your own horoscopes and find where specific planets are placed in which nakshatras, which nakshatra padas, those are activated. Understand the deeper meaning of those nakshatra padas in the manner with respect to the explanation that I have given to you, the discussion that we have had, and then understand the true meaning, true purpose of your life at a DNA level, at the finest level, and take it forward. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me. The links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.